noticed
Miss
that.
King, stop for a second. I'm going to ask you to restart that. Miss King, first of all, I wasn't recording for your first, since you've been on the air, it
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
recording. So I
Okay.
just started the recording. Here we go. Okay.
Okay.
Man, I'm so glad that I saw that.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay. Well, you guys
Okay.
didn't miss anything out there in audience land. We've been talking for about 5 minutes here, but it wasn't recording. That's my fault, guys. Welcome to the Amputee Dating Show. I am your host, Mr. Q. And actually, I'm going to take you off screen, Miss King, and come back to you. Tracy, I'm going to come back. All right. And guys, I can't believe I was not recording that. What I was trying to do was put in a destination for Miss King so that we could take comments. And is that working? No, I don't think that worked. Okay. And I was trying to put in a comment, and that's when I found out. I said, oh, this thing isn't recording. Okay, anyway, so here we go. Welcome to the Amputee Dating Show. I had begun this show 10 minutes ago or 5 minutes ago saying, what is Amputee Dating Show about? The Amputee Dating Show is an opportunity for people to connect, amputees primarily, and those who are open to having relationships and developing relationships with amputees. It is 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. It's about 8 o'clock here in Thailand, where I am broadcasting live to you from. I'm going to come back and repeat everything that I said at the beginning when I wasn't recording at the end of this interview with our first guest here today, which is, okay, Sister Tracy, good afternoon and evening to you again. All right. So now, like I told the audience just now, hey, we'd already been talking. So what I'm going to do, ask you is to, you are founder of a Facebook page, if I'm using the correct terminology, Amputee. Can you tell us a little bit about Amputee?
Sure. I am a member of several Facebook groups, amputee support groups. They helped a lot when I first became an amputee. I didn't have anyone to talk to. I didn't have anyone that understood me as an amputee. I wanted to remain active. The groups helped, but in being in several groups, I found that there was a lot of people that were complaining about their situation. I don't mind, discussing the negative of the amputee, but I wanted to focus more on the positive and amputees that are doing well and living full lives. I promote people taking care. What do I want to say? Taking control of their own lives and their own health. And my page focuses more on the positive side of being an amputee. People that are living full lives and not having what they call a pity party.
Yeah.
My motto is winning and not whining. So that's basically it. I just wanted to create a space for people to highlight the positive aspects of their lives.
Well, and I certainly commend you for this effort. And you were one of the first people. I've seen your Facebook page. I immediately joined. I'm sure I was among the first of the members there because I wanted to support it. And, when I put out, well, it seems to me that your page has been getting quite a nice, healthy response.
It
Am I
has
correct?
been.
Yeah.
It surprised me. It has been good.
Okay.
Uh,
Um,
some
and
great people have joined.
yes, yes. And it seems like there's a wonderful community developing. And, like yourself, it had been my experience, and I shared that with you as to why I wanted to start this platform. A lot of amputees express their lack of relationship, their lack of feeling connected to the community that they're a part of. And I don't mean the amputee community. I mean just living in their household. Being in there around their family, they can feel disconnected, something unseen, and that can certainly send one in a spiral of depression, of low self-esteem, and all. And it's not that that doesn't exist, okay, but it's about management of it. It's about not allowing those feelings to consume you, and for you to recognize that life does go on. Life does go on. And how long have you, well, let's learn a little bit more about you personally. Okay. uh, where are you from?
Originally, I'm from Los Angeles, California.
Oh, okay, LA. All
Yes,
right.
but I'm currently living in Houston, Texas. I love it here in Houston.
You're what?
I said I love it here in Houston. I'm
Yeah.
currently living in Houston, Texas.
How long have you been in Houston?
Ooh, I actually graduated high school here, and then I
Oh,
moved back to Los Angeles. And this last time I've been in Houston since 2002. Yeah,
oh, okay. So
so
for
quite
quite
a
a while.
while.
Okay, I thought it was like maybe a recent thing. Okay. And Houston is a great place. How long have you been an amputee?
Since 2015,
Since 2015, and
September 2015.
and tell us about. Well, okay. Have you been married before?
I've never been married.
Oh, you've never been married. Okay, all right. And has being an amputee affected your social life? And by social life, I do mean both dating and things of that nature, as well as things outside of dating. Your circle of friends. Tell us about your experience after becoming an amputee.
Well, luckily, I had a great support group already. My family, they've always been very supportive before and after amputation. I had a great group of friends. Yeah, some fell off, but the ones that were supposed to fall off fell off. you know,
That's right.
and we don't worry about those. We just keep
That's right.
keep going.
Yeah. Stick with those that are sticking with you. It's cool.
Exactly.
Yeah. And now, what about dating? Have you been dating since you became an amputee?
Um, little bit. It's I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of difficult because you're not in the same circles that you were in prior to amputation. I used to um, go out clubs. Clubs don't interest me. Your interests change after you had a life changing situation like that. Losing a limb is a life changing experience.
It is.
So I understand those. I keep myself busy, so the dating thing is not uh it's not hard for me because I keep myself busy. I still get guys, you know, that try to holler at me, but That's I think it's because they don't initially, when they see me, they don't know that I'm an amputee. You know, um,
What type of amputee are you again? I don't think
I
we
am
said
a
that.
right leg below the knee amputee.
Okay. All right.
Hmm.
And yeah, yeah. Have you ever had the situation where they may not have known at first and then they find out, or that, like you tell them, or how has that been in the past? Like, see, for me, like I wear pants, okay? So I like wear long pants. And I often get the comment that a person can know me for, a few months and not even know I'm an amputee until I like
Yeah,
one day decide to wear shorts or something like that, or they, stop by and I'm relaxing in shorts or whatever. What? I didn't know. Or they hear someone else say, "Oh yeah, Mr. Q is an amputee," and they'll be like, "What? I never knew that."
yeah,
Has Tell me about those dynamics in your experience.
yeah. It is pretty much the same. They don't know. I've been wearing the skin um
Oh yes, yes,
prosthetic.
yes.
So when they, even if I wear like shorter pants or at the ankle, if they see my ankle, it looks like a real leg, So
Right.
I get that a lot. They don't know.
Yeah.
And more, I think it's more me being self conscious of when I meet someone uh, about how they'll feel about me being, or how they'll respond to me being an amputee, more than me getting a different response,
Well, tell me a little bit about that. What do you think that people, it's like, do you think what people will take pity on you or something like that? Or you
Yeah,
think they'll be
yeah, like
disgusted or,
not disgusted, but they'll feel sorry for me, or not want to, treat me different.
yeah. Okay. I hear you. I hear you. One of the ways I have found it effective, and you can't, I was telling, it's a new phrase I've come up with. You can't take emotional responsibility for someone else's thoughts and behaviors. It's like, if that's your hang up, dude, that's your hang up. What do you want me to do about it? But one of the things that I do, is I let people know that for me, amputation has been a blessing. uh, it has been a tremendous blessing in my life, and that I don't want you. You don't need to feel sorry for me. Um, Another amputee online. I wish I could tell you his name. I'll think of it and maybe it'll come across me. But he has this quote that he's been putting on the pages lately. People ask, "How can you be so happy with one leg?" And he says, "How can you be so miserable and you got two?"
Exactly.
And so that's kind of certainly endemic of how I feel about things.
Mhm.
And I think it's interesting. I think it's very interesting. See, I have been married through most of my amputation.
Mhm.
Um, and my wife and I, although currently separated now, uh, just kind of went through it, and I didn't let it slow me down or anything like that. I am now learning. I've been an amputee since 2018. I am now learning, though, to make sure that I allow myself an opportunity to grieve the loss of my limb, which I think is an important part of the healing process. Part of the process that I'm still exploring and learning about, but that I understand I may not have given myself enough time to mourn the loss of it. But like I was telling a person who was sharing that message with me, I just didn't feel like I had time. I had to
Is
figure
that
out.
a thing, though?
I think so. I think it's a thing where you have to mourn the loss of your limb, if only for a little while, and because it is life changing. Okay, we did not expect this change to happen in this plane of existence. So it is totally reasonable when I think about it that one can, be shocked. And yeah, it's you got to do things differently.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's different when you're an upper limb or lower limb amputee. An upper limb amputee, you're immediately going to see it. I'm talking about when you're walking around and stuff. But with us, like we just said, people may take them a while to recognize that they're an amputee. But I'm not ashamed of being an amputee. I don't think there's any room for that.
No.
you know and I think that in a lot of these rooms that we see, people are ashamed of it. When I hear people saying that their spouses and girlfriends and all have left them since they became an amputee, I think you ought to be saying hallelujah and saying thank you, Lord, for opening up this opportunity to
Yeah,
bring real stuff into my life.
exactly.
And again, don't take emotional responsibility for where someone else is at. If
Mm.
they can't deal with you being an amputee, then no, say, God bless you. Go on. I understand. Now I'm going to continue and live my life to the best that it can be. To me, it's just a waste of time to do anything else. But hey, to each his own. I'm trying to learn how to be less judgmental. I'm trying to be less judgmental of people. But certain things I just wouldn't tolerate. But hey, later for that. Okay, all right. So now we talked a little bit before the show,
Hmm.
and you're like one of the people that you're not necessarily coming on the show to seek a relationship or companionship necessarily. Uh, you're, I was suggesting to you that, well, this is a great platform to just let people know a little bit more about the work that you do within the amputee community. So you have your Facebook page.
Hmm.
Tell us about some other activities perhaps that you're involved in within the community.
Well, I'm not real involved. This is my the first thing that I put out there to engage with other amputees. I'm very passionate about being positive as an amputee, and I feel for those who are depressed. I want to uplift them. I want to create an atmosphere where they're comfortable. Um, Maybe get some of the group members to mentor, uh, people, volunteer for a mentorship. Um, I I do other things outside of being an amputee. I I I'm in real estate school. I I have grandchildren. I have children. I'm I keep busy.
Yeah, you have a life.
Yes.
Are you involved with any of the existing amputee organizations, such as like Amputee Magazine and the,
I'm like on the pages and I get the magazines, but as far as actually uh, being interviewed or I would like to collaborate with these different organizations. I have John register in the group. I've met the guy. He calls himself Superman for real on Instagram. He's very involved. I'd like to, go into hospitals and talk to people. I'd like to be more involved, and the Facebook group is just one way for me to start, getting involved with those things.
and it certainly is a fantastic way. One of the things I'd like to see happen is a network of amputees in various professions to perhaps come through and talk. I think that, and this could be like when you're talking about mentoring, there are some organizations that that you can be an advocate in. Like I'm an advocate in the amputee community, and I'm registered as such with a few different organizations. And maybe outside this platform, I'm going to pass those on to you so you can just explore it. And one of the reasons why I actually came to Thailand was to help distribute prosthetics to amputees in need here. Not that there isn't a need for that in our own country, but I really wanted to get out of America, to be quite frank with you. And, and so when this opportunity came up, I jumped on it. And I'll be sharing that with the audience a little bit later as well, more so about things that I do here in Thailand. But there are a lot of opportunities there wherever you are, because people are going to see this that are all over the world. Wherever you are and there are amputees, there's something that can be done. If you are so fortunate as to be able to be an inspiration to other amputees, then, I certainly encourage you to utilize your voice to advocate for those that may be unable to speak for themselves and speak up for themselves. Not everyone is as fortunate as Ms. King and myself to have had a support network around them as they get through their amputation, as they experience that amputation. So if you can be that to someone else, man, you're truly doing God's work, in my opinion. You're helping someone. And as far as I was saying, is about the professional networks and network building. Every community has an economy. The amputee community has an economy. So how can you be involved in that economy is a good question. See, now I don't know if that's selfish or something of me, but when I became an amputee, I'm immediately thinking, okay, well, you still got to live and you still got to support yourself. Now you can maybe go back to doing what you were doing. And a lot of people do go back to their jobs or what have you. And also consider, well, man, maybe there's a need within the amputee community that needs to be met that I can fill the gap in. Maybe I can inspire a young professional or a young amputee who doesn't know what they want to do with their life. And maybe by me just living my life, that can serve as an inspiration and a motivation to them. So, it's just very difficult understanding and putting myself in a place in the mindset of, woe is me. It's difficult for me to do it. What types of things have kept you motivated throughout your rehabilitation as an amputee, Tracy? Where do you find your greatest inspiration?
Just seeing other people, other amputees that are doing great things and living a full life. My prosthetists, they're involved in a lot of things. I go to I met Eric at the Abilities Expo here in Houston this year. Yeah. So I just, I try to stay active and stay involved and, keep up regular people that are not amputees. I want to do what they're doing,
Right. Yes. So, in fact, my immediate circle doesn't have any amputees in it.
Right.
So most of the time I'm around people that are not amputees.
Exactly.
And one of the things that I actually want to enhance a bit is my exposure and my network of friends and connections that I can communicate and relate to on a daily or weekly basis, at least, that are amputees. Because there are things that we experience that able-bodied, or, I don't know if that's the correct term, that able-bodied people with all their limbs don't experience. There are things that we experience and that they don't experience. Like one of the things that just irks me a little bit is when I got to get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. That does irk me. And I ain't gonna lie, that irks me, man. I gotta put on this liner, I gotta,
Yeah.
flip on the thing, then I gotta walk over there. And by that time you get back to the bed, you're partially awake and it's difficult to go back to sleep again. So a lot of people don't have to deal with that. Walking on sand, because I live at the beach.
Oh my God. I
Yeah.
love the water and I love the beach. And it is a bitch to get to the water.
It is. And I mean, it's uncomfortable. And, I said, oh man, I got a little kid. I got a boy. He's 10. He turns 10 actually on Friday. And, he don't care nothing about no daddy being no amputee. He got to do what he want to do. And I got to keep up with him. So we got to walk. I walk across that sand. It's right out here outside my door here. And, that's one of the arduous things about being an amputee. I have a second leg. So I have my, my everyday leg that I wear. And then I have a second leg that I wear for activities like going to the beach, water, what have you, right. And on that one, I don't even wear a shoe on that one if I'm going to the beach. But I think I'm going to change that. I think I'm going to start putting a little slip on it just to kind of preserve the foot a bit longer. But it's in pretty good shape right now. And also, I like it when I went to the beach, if I'm going swimming in a swimming pool, I just take off my leg. So I didn't think it was any different when I went to the beach, but I didn't realize that as I'm sitting on the beach and I take off my leg, I, crawl to the water basically, and then I go swimming in it. And I just leave my leg right on the beach. And then so when it's time for me to get out, I get on out and I crawl over to it, make sure that the tide hasn't swept it away. Then I just keep on. But I didn't know that people were looking at me like that was like, oh, what? And I'm like,
well, good for you. Good for you, because I have yet to get in the beach water. I'll do it one day. I'm not there yet.
Good. Now, do you swim in a swimming pool?
Yeah,
I think I've seen you.
I go to the YMCA. I mean, not the one. I go to the gym.
Right.
24-hour fitness, and I swim at the gym.
Do you swim with your leg? I don't think you do.
No, right. I don't swim with my leg on. Right. I can't imagine. That's like dragging something.
A weight. Yeah, that's what I figured too. Yeah. I know that they sometimes.
I feel free swimming without it.
Yes, I agree. And getting in and out of the pool is not a arduous task or anything like that for you.
Oh, they have the lift there.
Oh, okay.
So I just get in the lift, sit in the lift, and it lowers you in the pool, and I'm off.
Okay. Now, for me, when I get in the pool, I just take my leg off at the edge of the pool, and then I just jump in. That's what I do. Yeah, I just jump on in.
Yeah, I've done that, other pools, like in somebody's apartment I went to.
Sure.
And they don't have the lift. So that's no problem. I just sit on the edge and go down in there.
And get on into it. I hear you. And now, so we know that you're into healthy eating. It sounds like you do a lot of health-oriented activities and all.
Yeah, I try to. I try to as much as I can. Like anybody else, I fall off and
sure. Well, you already sound like you do a little bit more stuff like that than I do. I don't really eat very healthy. I'm trying to get better. I don't eat very healthy, but I'm trying to. But I eat very, very little. I have a very, very boring diet, I guess one could say. So it's not like I need to watch what I eat all the time. Being here in a different country, of course, your palate is challenged and changed.
Oh, yeah. So, I was going to ask you that, how the food is in Thailand.
Food is excellent. And I never thought that'd be one that really digs a lot of the spicy foods. But since being here, I eat a lot of spicy foods, and my tolerance has just, grown leaps and bounds. I mean, I like some really spicy food now. And so that's really cool. There are a few things I miss from America, though, sister. I ain't gonna lie. They don't make a hamburger like we do back home.
Oh, wow.
None of their Western foods could fool a Westerner. Yeah, none of their foods that they'll say, "Oh, American hamburger." Man, that ain't no American hamburger. Or whoever made it, they've been away from America so long they don't forgot how to make a hamburger.
What about what about like the grocery stores? The meats that you buy and things like that. Can you make your own?
Absolutely. Yes, you can. That's what you got to do. You got to make your own.
Yeah.
For the most part, they're going to have all the ingredients that you need to do your home cooking just like you were at home. Okay. There are even certain stores that have specific foreigner sections. So they'll have an American section, a German section, a Russian section, where you can get things from home. Now, you have to enhance the fact of me being an American, though, with me being a Black American, because we Black Americans, we have a different menu. Okay. So now that stuff, they ain't going to have it. Nah, very rarely they going to have it. So you got to call your mom and say, okay, well, this is what I'm trying to do. And this is what I got. Well, how do I get to where I'm going to go? And your mama will pretty much help you figure out how to cook it. But, you know, I'm a pretty good cook myself. And I miss pancakes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I miss pancakes. And I didn't even eat a lot of pancakes, but I miss pancakes. So we're going to do that.
They don't have pancake mix?
Not like ours. They ain't not like ours. I don't know what. See, they have mostly a European influenced what idea of the West. And when I say European, I mean no farther west than the UK. Mm-hmm. So not America, you know, not that's not West, you know, we're talking about, so they got like the little French, I don't know what they call them, but they're like little pancakes. There's a French name for them, and I know it. I just can't think of it. Them little things. Me and my son, they ain't nothing about that big, you know. Me and my son like, this ain't no pancake. You know, but you get along and you figure it out. I was talking with another brother. He's actually from Trinidad, and if my palate is missing it, his palate really misses his home cooking, because there ain't nothing like that here. Nothing. Unless you make it, it ain't gonna happen. And so one of the things is that I'm opening a bar here. Yeah. In fact, I'm sitting in my bar. Yeah, I'm sitting in it. And there's a kitchen next door and all. And one of the things we were talking about yesterday is that we're definitely going to get us a smoker from back home. I'm going to bring that smoker over here. And them people ain't going to know what hit them when they're walking down the street and they smell what come off that smoker. So that's a little something that we're going to be doing in the future. Again, to bring some of that back home feeling and taste, you know, on back. There have been a few soul food restaurants, but unfortunately, COVID got them closed down. COVID, lack of business, lack of tourism. Yeah. So I'd like to hope that some of those will come back. I've heard that there's a Jamaican restaurant in Bangkok that is very good. So we're actually going to make a trip there and go to that restaurant, because I do love Caribbean foods. But otherwise,
there?
Huh?
Bangkok, is that dangerous there?
No, Bangkok's like New York City on steroids. I mean, it is a city. It is the first time that I truly had the sense that I was in a city of the future. Wow. It is a metropolis. It is much more than what I can handle. I'm a country boy. I mean, they got the trains in the air going and riding around. Yeah, it's almost like Bangkok's a few different levels. You got at the street level, you walk around and stuff, but then you got the air level. Man, you got apartments up there. I mean, and people that never come to the ground hardly. just spend most of their time up in the air on the train. Their office building is right off of the stop, or their apartment is right, off of the metro stop or whatever, and they hardly ever come to the ground. That is a
Wow.
dynamic of something I'd never heard. When I
I
went
don't
there
know
the first
why
time,
when I
I
when
the
I
traffic
don't know
is
why when
unthought traffic and nothing on Bay. It might be such.
oh yeah. I don't know why when I think of Bangkok, I think of Big Trouble in Little China, like
Oh,
alleyways and things of that nature.
yeah. That's more of that, like that, in that roaring 40s and stuff. Well, it was a lot like that, but Bangkok has grown tremendously. Now, a little town like I'm in, Pattaya, actually, it's a city. It's not a town. It is considered a city. I just happen to live like on the beach part of the city. Very hustle and bustle. I hear that there's a lot of crime and stuff, but I'm like kind of the belief that, I don't even know about that stuff because I'm just not involved in it. So
Right,
it never
right.
crosses my path. I never see it. But I hear that there is some crime here, but we haven't experienced anything. My wife feels comfortable walking along the beach 2 o'clock in the morning. I mean, because there are people, families out on the beach at 2 o'clock in the morning, just sitting, enjoying and eating or whatever. Very different than what I was accustomed to in America. Very, very different. There is no, it doesn't, every day you'll lose the track of the days here because like every day is like a weekend. Every day is like a holiday. There's no, oh, Monday through Friday you go to work, weekends you enjoy yourself. It's not like that in Thailand. Every day is like, okay, most people work every single day. They do work a lot. But work is like you're living. That's what you're alive. Now we
Yes,
don't do that necessarily in America,
right.
right? You see, where work is like that's your life. No, that's not how we do it. Where I'm used to seeing. It's
Mhm.
certainly not how I'm going to do it. And I like telling my partners, I didn't come here to like work myself to death. So I want to enjoy myself, make sure I take in the culture in the area. It's very interesting and very different, and I am learning a lot. I'm learning a whole lot. And I want to encourage more amputees. One of the things that I want to do, sister, is really encourage amputees to travel
Yes.
and to not be afraid to travel and to leave the comforts of where you are.
Mhm.
I have found it very easy to get around here in Bangkok. I mean, in Thailand. I've only really spent a few days in Bangkok. It's just not my type of place.
Right.
But you can get around. The streets can be arduous, so you do want to be careful. But public transportation is no problem. There are bot buses, motorcycles. You can get private people to drive you around. Everything is so inexpensive here. That's one of the things I really like. It's very inexpensive here.
Yeah.
And you can have a fairly decent life if you're perhaps retiring or something of that nature. Don't work full time and you want to still be someplace where you can enjoy yourself. Thailand is a wonderful place I have found to do that. And I really want to encourage a lot more Black people and amputees to come to Thailand and visit, see if you like it. See if it's something that you think you could adjust to.
Well, maybe we can get a travel group to get together and do something like that.
That's what
I'd
I'm
love
thinking.
to
That's what
get to
I'm thinking.
Thailand.
Where my bar is, there's a big hotel. It's not my hotel. Okay, that's not my hotel. But my good buddy owns the hotel and he owns the restaurant next door. So we got accommodations out the wahoo. When I know that a group wants to come, then we
Yeah.
can certainly set it up. And literally, I am probably 300 to 500 paces from the beach. I'm 200 paces from the sand, and then another 200 paces to the water. So it's a wonderful location, very cool, fairly quiet. It does get busy. New Year's Eve was hellacious out here. That's good business for the bar, but it was a lot of people, a lot of Chinese, and surprisingly to me, A lot of Russians.
Hmm.
Yeah, a lot of Russians vacation in Thailand. And I have learned that a lot of Russians are here currently to escape the war. So they're very upfront about, oh yeah, we didn't want to be a part of the war. We didn't want to get drafted, and so we left, and we're going to stay here until that's over. So
Yeah.
that is something that I learned too, and I didn't even really think about it. And the Russians and the Ukrainians here, they get along fine.
Hmm. That's
Yeah, I don't.
nice.
Yeah, so that's somebody else's war almost.
Yeah.
Uh, but otherwise, I do keep a slight eye on things in America. I know you guys had some hellacious weather
Yeah.
last few weeks.
Yeah. It got pretty cold here.
Yeah, but I
I
haven't.
stayed in, so
Yeah,
it
yeah.
didn't
You
bother me.
stayed in, right? It didn't bother you. I hear you. I don't look at much American news, but I do want to kind of make sure I stay up to par with what's going on a little bit. But I ain't too interested in it. I'm be honest with you, sis. I ain't too interested. I got a life here, and I'm doing my thing here.
Look, I'm trying to leave too.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Well,
We
sister,
don't know. We as Americans, we don't know what's really going on. You know.
right, right. And it's so interesting for me to see how all the other countries report on America. See, because I get to see
I
Russian TV and how they look at America. Mm-mm. I don't even know what to say about it.
look.
It's
I would
interesting.
imagine that you probably know more about what's going on here than we do.
I was telling my wife, I says, man, we were looking at one of those Russian shows, and they do it in English. So they'll do the Russian news, but it's an English person talking it.
Oh,
And I say, not that I agree with everything that I hear or that I'm seeing. We commented, that we would never have gotten that side of the story if we were just looking at American television. We
right.
would have never gotten that side from their perspective, what they see going on. And what is certainly clear is that they're with what President Putin is doing. Now, that's a pretty well-known thing, and they don't mind saying it on the Russian TV. Now, they don't say it, very rousingly, like to try to rouse the people up, but they do let the viewing public know, yes, some people aren't happy with what the president's doing, but we support the president, and we're going to support, and Ukraine is ours, blah, 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 blah. It's very interesting, and I just never have had that experience for such an extended amount of time, seeing how people outside of America look at America.
Right.
So that's very interesting to me. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Now, see, like I said before we got on there, I knew that the conversation would veer and go in different places. Tracy, I just want to thank you for being a guest on this show.
Thank you for having me.
I want to encourage people to join your Facebook page, Amputee.
I appreciate that.
Yes, and I do have it in the comments section, I believe. And if not, I certainly will put it in the description of the video once I end the video.
Okay.
And so thank you. How can people, if they're interested in contacting you, how can they get in touch with you?
On Messenger, email me. Well, no. On Messenger is a better place to reach me.
On Facebook Messenger?
Facebook Messenger, or at Tracy the Amputee. I'm on Instagram and Facebook as Tracy the Amputee.
And how do you spell Tracy?
TRICECIE. I'm sorry. TRICR. It's a nickname.
Okay.
It's actually Latrice. They just call me Tracy for short.
Right. Tracy the Amputee.
Yeah. Or like join the group. Amputee.
That's right. That would be and now amputee, guys, for you that are listening, it's spelled AMPU space TEA. So it's like you're spelling the T, the information. There you go.
Yes.
There you go. So, well, again, thank you, sister. I appreciate it. And I will certainly be looking forward to speaking with you again. And hey, let's talk about how we can figure out how you get a group of amputees over here to Thailand. I would love to be a part of that.
Yes, we definitely have to see
Yeah,
about
there's
that.
something that can definitely happen. We have the place. All people need to do is save your money for your ticket. Make sure you get your passports together, and you can come on over to Thailand. And I usually have said that, like, if you plan on like a 14 days minimum, honestly, is what I would suggest. But I understand that 14 days can be a long time for people to be
Yeah.
away from work and all. But no less than 10 days, else you're just not gonna get the experience of it.
Yeah,
You know,
the full effect
we'll
of
talk about all that kind of stuff later. Okay. All right, sister. I will talk with you again sooner than later.
All right. Good night.
Okay.
Nice,
Good night.
nice to see you again.
Yes. All right. So, guys, that was really wonderful. We talked for longer than what I thought, 45 minutes. Wow, I didn't think so. So I do love to chat with people. Typically, I will spend a little bit less time with each guest. So typically, I won't be speaking that long because I just want to get as many people through the show as I can. Again, I'm Mr. Q. I appreciate you guys having joined me here on the Ample Amputee Dating Show. Coming to you live from Thailand. And I'll look forward to seeing you guys throughout the course of the week. I really am going to try to do a better job of doing like little snippets throughout the week. I get busy, and so it'll just fall off to the wayside. But I'm going to try to start doing some of these reels and things of that nature on Facebook, just to continuously promote the show, because I really do want people to come and hopefully find a connection. So again, this is the Ample Amputee Dating Show. It's never too late to live and love again. I'll see you soon.